So here we are with Matt Everard, head coach of Worcester Warriors, who I actually went to school with.
We left the same year.
Yeah. There was a thing at our school where someone always played 2 years up, and you were that guy, GCSEs, you had a beard, you didn't have much hair then.
Yep.
And everyone had that little dream of like being a professional rugby player.
Yep.
But then you came along, and I remember a conversation with you. We were talking about whether we'd want to play professional rugby, play for England or something. And you said, I would cut off like 3 of my fingers to play for England.
That escalated quickly.
I was committed. I was useless at everything else by jackling and tackling, so I had to be half decent at something. I've still got all my fingers and no caps for England, mate. So, which is a very fair reflection of my ability as a player. But
Yeah, and here we are.
here we are.
We're off for a quick tour.
Off for a quick tour. Actually, you know these bits out here? So see these shipping containers? If like, when lads travel, they can stay in there. So there's a few that will like come on a. So Matt Rogerson, for example, he's got 2 kids in school and nursery in London. Doesn't want to move his family, completely understandably. He'll come on a Monday morning, train with us, and then Monday night he can use the David Lloyd across the road and then get his head down to there. So they're like paying for a hotel and commuting. Mate, they're well nice, mate. They're like apartments in there. Beds, showers, toilets, everything.
Have you slept in one yet?
Oh, I have had a couple of nights in there.
Have you?
Just after we had a fans forum that finished late and we were in the next day.
It's cool.
So this is the indoor.
So this has all been done up since Worcester were in the Prem a couple of years ago?
If I'm honest, this was all here. When like my first day when I came in, this was all here. Just some of the lighting needed redoing, which obviously is getting done now, but it's been completely functional. Reading the painting. Just reading the line, on the pitch for us to use. We use this space loads.
Who's lifting the most in the gym?
Who is strong in the gym? We've got a lot of strong lads actually. Big Ashley challenger, tight head prop, who had a good stint at Bristol. He's a very, very strong man. Roma Zheng, who just signed from Harlequins, really, really powerful winger. Yeah, I've been impressed with the lads lifting. Come on, let's look around this way. So this is the training day dressing room.
Who gets first pick?
We did, on day one, we sent out like a fake schedule where we were going to do like fitness tests and like the Bronco and all that everyone does. And instead we had a barbecue and had a few beers and did some drinking games and played beer pong. And each like game that we did, there was the prize was you get to pick in the change room. So we did a raffle, we did beer pong, we did like catch the egg, we did lots of daft stuff. Because obviously our main challenge is everyone was from scratch. No one knew each other effectively. So we were like, right, bit of team bonding first thing, break the ice. We did that, and the prize was you get to pick your spot in the change room. That's what we had.
Speaking of drinking games, this guy at school, never touch a drop of alcohol, designated driver.
I look like alcoholic.
Life.
I look like alcoholic.
He looks
but
like he's drank
it's just being your
since
mate
he's
for so long. That's the issue. Tiring. Because the forwards goldfish. So basically one of Tom Cruise's principles, messages to the forwards is like, he speaks about next job, and when you make a mistake, don't worry about it, go on to the next thing. Okay, the memory of a goldfish, so don't worry about it, you need to do the next thing. And that was his first meeting, and then the next day he turned up with a tank and a few goldfish. So this is the forwards meeting room, hence their pet goldfish.
Be a goldfish, Sam.
It's the backs meeting room in here. Smells nicer and a bit smaller for the backs.
Who leads the backs meetings then?
Billy Twelvetrees.
He played Lions, didn't he? He went on Lions tour?
Yeah, he went in 2013. He went to Australia.
Quiz question for you.
Come on.
How many British Lions have played in the Championship after playing for the British and Irish Lions?
After?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. That's a really good question. I don't know the answer to. And I thought you did, you muppet.
No, I don't. You can Google it. ChatGPT.
So this
nice.
is our recovery room.
Getting the finishing touches made.
Exactly. So there's been constant uplift going on whilst throughout pre-season. We tried to do it obviously whilst the lads are off. The lads, like I said, are off a little bit. But yeah, really, really fortunate. We've got obviously a couple of cold plunges, showers in the corner, the hot tub and the sauna. And that is the heating unit, the stove, the sauna just going in now. Yeah, really lucky. Very fortunate.
Is this like above par for championship standard facilities?
We speak about trying to run a Premiership programme, so from the way we operate to the standard training to obviously we're blessed with the facilities, like, absolutely blessed, very, very grateful to have them, but they're definitely of a, if you know, like a Premiership standard. So yeah, everything we do, we try to, the way we behave, the intensity we train, the way we recover, the way we coach, the way we work in the gym, try to run a Premiership programme. But stuff like this is like a shock therapy machine, which will be worth like a few £1,000s, which just left here.
Really?
So yeah, mate. Everything you see, pretty much, everything you've seen to this point was just left here, except for the recovery room facilities.
Just
actually,
gathering dust?
One of the ice baths wasn't. So the other stuff's new, but everything else was
So has this just been empty since...
Yeah.
When was the last game? Like 2 years ago?
3 years ago.
3 years ago.
So obviously there's been staff over the other side, running like the commercial side and trying to bring like a stream of revenue still into the club, the school renting, the hospitality, the pitch being used by the football club, like you mentioned. But over this side, over the rugby side, yeah, it's just been locked up.
Really?
Mental.
Just like,
it was weird. It was eerie when you came in.
Really?
Obviously, again, like really blessed with the space of the gym. Like it's massive. You can get the whole squad in here, which makes a big difference when you're trying to schedule the day and trying to keep it all compact and flowing well. The funny thing about the gym was, so again, my first day here, looked around and had all the kit, all of Worcester's old kit, mate. All this stuff was here basically. And then obviously Chris Holland owns Epic, the training centre in Henley and Arden that Wasps used to use, that Birmingham City now use. When Birmingham City came in, they brought a load of their own kit with them. So there was 2 massive shipping containers full of all the Wasps gym kit. So we basically had the selection of what was left from the day the door was locked at Warriors and all the Wasps kit. So like we, on a training day, we use these doors. So try and keep the tunnel, you know, when you train at the place you play, you need to keep certain bits sacred.
Need a bit of WD-40 on that, do you?
There you go. So we use this tunnel for training, this entrance. Keep the game day tunnel special for when we play.
Is that the wedding day?
Wedding day, my 2 little boys. Absolute, that's a bit dirty, isn't it? You want to do that again? It's absolutely filthy. 2 little squirts, Teddy and Milo. Coffee machine, a very important bit of kit.
Yeah.
It's used a lot. Dining room where we also have breakfast and lunch. And then this is the coach's office with your kit here. Every time. So this room will double up into a family room. So for game day, obviously clear the tables and chairs away. Families will be in here, so they've got a nice covered indoor space they can be in with the kids. And then we do this. We spend a lot, like I said, a lot of time together off the field. One of our challenges is going to be cohesion. It's a great challenge to have, but it's not just going to happen. We need to get to know each other, start to care about each other, get tight, you know. So do a lot of things. A little Amy and I hosted a little barbecue at our house, which was very nice. We do, like every week, we'll do something we call My Home, where players speak about their background, their family, and kind of their journey to this point. So Fraser's done his. He spoke about playing for England at Twickenham. And then we've just been on camp in the Malvern Hills for a few nights, for a hike up the hills. And there's a very, very funny picture, last week, which was no rugby, no training, just social time together, a bit of connection.
So how's it been? Like, how do you, when you're told, right, got a project for you, build a team for next season, you've got no players.
Yeah.
Where'd you start?
Basically, so Chris Holland, the owner of the club, was the landlord when I worked at Wasps for the training facility, and him and I obviously met there and got on very, very well. And Stephen Vaughan was the CEO at Wasps and now the CEO here. So we know each other. They called me and I came and met them at Sixways. I didn't know, at that point it was all quite quiet that Chris owned it. So he called me up and said, come, him and Steve said, come meet us at Sixways. And I was like, what's going on here? And came and met them, they showed me around. Do you want me to be quiet?
That's all right, I won't pick it up.
You sure? Should I start again?
That's all right.
I can't remember what I said.
Chris Holland said, come and meet you here.
Oh yeah, so Chris and Steve called me up, said come meet me Sixways, came met them, they showed me around. At that point they called me up and said, come meet me Sixways. And I was like, Sixways? I didn't know, at that point it was all quiet that Chris had bought it. And I was like, Worcester Sixways? And Chris was like, yeah. I was like, right, okay. Came, met up with him, and I said, what am I doing, Chris? And he said, I've bought it. And Steve was like, yeah, we're bringing rugby back here. And I was like, crikey. So they showed me around, and the facilities are amazing. Chris and Steve are amazing as people, if I'm honest, as well, having known them well from working with Wasps. And they said, look, we want you to build a team of players and management from scratch and help us bring rugby back here. And you don't really get unique opportunities like that very often in rugby. It's a sport full of amazing traditions and cultures, whereas we have a completely clean slate here, very, very unique. Build it completely from scratch, so that's what we're doing.
So how did you do it then? How did you build a squad from nothing? Like how do you start that process? Do you have a list of like 100 players?
So the first thing so obviously it was just me day one on the recruitment process. We brought in 3 analysts who helped a lot, and we basically, I spoke to Premiership coaches, spoke to USC coaches, top 14 coaches, spoke to a lot of agents, and we basically tried to pull together as many. What I said to the lads was, let's try and get every out-of-contract player. Let's just see how many we can get in 10 days. So we worked pretty hard there, and we had an office over the other side of the stadium, and we started off with one massive whiteboard that covered the wall with these little magnetic tags with players' names written on and position and clubs. And by the end of it, we had all 4 walls covered of whiteboards and magnetic tags. We got to 650 players.
You had 650 player names on the wall.
Yeah. So then we had to obviously say stop. I was like, we need to stop it. This is like, and it was probably a reflection of the market. It's savage for players at the moment. Yeah. You think Worcester, London Irish, Wasps and Jersey went under within 6 months of each other. That's over 200 players, way over 200 players, and probably 100 management that lost their jobs. And there's been no one's come back since then. So the market's completely saturated. There's so many players and management, and there's not enough top-end clubs to facilitate them. So us coming back, we've been able to kind of help grow the rugby ecosystem a little bit, and offer opportunities to people again.
So was it like being football manager?
A little bit.
Pick your perfect team?
A little bit, but a much smaller budget and real people.
Are you constrained by a salary cap in a champ?
Not a salary cap, but we also have a budget. We have a budget that we're sticking to. Chris's massive drive, the word that he says more than anything is sustainability. I've just listed the clubs that went under, and that's absolutely not going to happen again. So we need to be sustainable and build from there, really. So yeah, we did that, put all the names on the board, and then we worked through them. And then I met players. I met over 100 players, I reckon. Showed them around here, got to know them, and then kind of looked at obviously a lot of footage of them as well. And yeah, went from there.
Who was the first one who said yes then? Who was the first player to say yes?
Do you know who stands out to me, actually? Josh Bassett. Josh Bassett said yes early doors. And he really was like a flag in the ground for us, if I'm honest.
Premiership player.
Yeah, exactly. Premiership player, great bloke, brilliant professional. I know him personally. We've played together. I've coached him at 2 of the clubs. He doesn't live too far away. He's got 3 little boys, all at school. Lives in Birmingham, Lichfield. That was a big one.
Was he the first one? Who was the first one?
I honestly reckon Josh. I think Josh was, mate. Josh would have been the first one.
Really?
Agreed, yeah. And yeah, that was a really big one because he's obviously top end Premiership winger.
Is it a tough sell? Like
no. It's
trying to get, because you were linked with guys in the press with guys British Irish Lions, with guys in the Premiership.
Honestly, it wasn't, mate. Like it's because the facilities are so amazing.
How do you say? Oh no, don't worry. Come to Worcester. I've just signed a winger.
I know.
Got 14 places to fill.
You just you're honest, and you speak about the story that we're going to create. It's so like I said, it hasn't happened before. You remember a team like starting from scratch, which is what we're doing. So that you being a part of that unique story grabs people. The fans, it's got an unbelievable following. Worcester always has. So that gets players excited. The facilities are, top end Premiership facilities, and the stadium's amazing. So as soon as you walk around the place and you speak about what we're going to try and create and the way we want to be, and the opportunity to be a part of something, it's not a hard sell.
And what's like, if you look at the 5-year plan or whatever, what's the roadmap for Worcester?
If I'm honest, all we've spoken about is year one. I think we want to build a foundation, build a home for people to come and, you know, express the best version of themselves and get tight and care about each other. And that's what we're going to focus on. Loads of effort, loads of cohesion, people confident to come in and express the best version of themselves. We've spoken about, you know, how we want the fans to feel as a reflection. So if they come in and are excited on the way here around the way we've been playing and the team we've picked, and then they're really, really proud of the effort on the way home, then we're in a good spot. But it would be detrimental for us to speak past that bit.
Yeah, I mean, Worcester Warriors have been a club that have produced like Ollie Lawrence, Finn Smith, you know, guys have gone on to play for Lions, England.
Yeah, it's a hotbed of, like, if you're in the areas. My dad always describes the cities by its sport. So he would be like, Leeds is a cricket city, he would say. He'd be like Wigan Rugby League. He would say Gloucester's a rugby city. He would say Manchester's football city. And he always described Worcester as rugby city. The football and the cricket are obviously growing and doing brilliantly as well, but it's got this amazing rugby following and fan base, which I've experienced across the last few weeks. You know, we've had 2 fan forums and 2 open sessions, and there's been, like, the fan forum, the first one we had like 600 people there packed into a room. I could not believe it, like, how passionate people were, people in tears about the club coming back. The open sessions, you know, we invite all the fans onto the pitch, then the training, spend time with the players, and the players have been amazing with the community and the fans. And again, like, people's stories and how the club coming back has been a life change for them, and them getting really emotional. It's been pretty powerful it's obviously great for the fans, but I think it's even more powerful for us. So, you know, there's a hotbed of rugby following, some great schools, some great clubs in the area. We need to relaunch our academy at some point and help that grow, like you just listed off.
When will that happen?
We want to get it done. We want to relaunch it before the end of the first season. Obviously, the priority has been getting the men's team up and going first. We then want to get the academy, followed by the ladies' team, going eventually as well.
And if one of those academy guys came up to you and said, I want to cut off 3 of my fingers,
to play for England,
what would you tell them?
Oh God, I didn't say 3. I definitely said 1. And you know, I was so, what's the word? I was so obsessed with it to, you know, to do as well as I could in my playing career. And I gave it gun ho. I gave it as much. I worked hard, but what would I say? God, I don't know.
Don't do as I.
Yeah. Don't worry. I would say you don't need to cut off your fingers.
Blind leading the blind.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah. What?
Handshake.
What's that?
We're done. This is a fingerless handshake. That's what it'd have been like.
What, is this me in the?
Yeah, that's how you'd have been, mate, if you'd fulfilled your dreams as a player.
Absolute donut. What time is it?
Right.
Done?
Yeah.
Is that right?
We're done.